All right, August 21st, workout breakdown, arms and cardio day. I believe I had mentioned this in a prior video. Moving forward, I've kind of just decided that arms and cardio just work really well together in terms of the relative split needed in order for it to be productive. And simultaneously, I think on both sides, arms and cardio as individual days are just things that are pretty polarizing, fairly unnecessary, and I think people just don't enjoy them. So putting them together is just hyper efficient, allows us to move the focuses kind of a day earlier, which I like a lot, especially with the lifting stuff. And you're going to see this a lot more frequent moving forward. I'm not going to say every single time. There will still be days where it's just arms or just cardio. But I would say 8 out of 10 times it's going to be arms and cardio moving forward. This is a baseline day. I make it optional. I think this is one that is very fitting to be optional. If you're watching this video, at least you guys know that going into it. I'm always still of the mindset like it's here, it's time carved out to do something that the chances are of you doing on your own are probably pretty slim to none. And in worst case scenario, even if you don't want to give it 100% effort and really find out your true 800 meter time, even 80% effort, and I've talked about this as well in the past, you'll start going to learn something from it. I push people to still do it, maybe at the 80% clip instead of the 100% clip. And if you just don't want to do it, maybe you haven't been running, maybe you're nursing an injury or you have some type of restriction. Again, you can just simply skip it. But this workout I love a lot. So there's part of me wants people kind of to skip it to do this workout, which contradicts what I just said. But that's mainly just because I really like this workout and I want people to do it. So this is a cool structure. I've said many times in videos, like coming up with structures is the hardest part at this point. I've been doing it for so long. Just new structures are few and far between. And this is one that we've definitely never done before. So you're going to work your way down. You're going to choose either 800 or 1,000 meters to start. Those options are really there for either one, capability wise. So if you feel like 1,000 is just too much, you can start at 800, which would also be 5 or 4 rounds of each of these. So meaning if you pick 1,000 meters, you're going to end up doing 5 rounds of each of these or 10 rounds total. If you pick 800, you will do 8 rounds total or 4 of each of these. So from a capability standpoint, obviously it drops it by 20%, which is a pretty significant amount. If you did an 800 meter run, then also drops not only the volume, but the amount of time required. So there's that as well. So again, totally up to you and how you want to go about this. Either way, you're going to alternate running and rowing. So I'm just going to use 1,000 because it's easier. If you do 1,000 meters run, you are then going to go to the left-hand side here, and you're going to do the bicep stuff. So I put a couple of options in here. Main reason I made the video is kind of go over these options right here. So it's a superset. So you'll do dumbbell curls and TRX bicep curls. You'll then do a core movement of your choice. Of course, we've seen this 1,000 times. And then in blue, remember, is pretty much always optional and it's additive. So if it's in blue, it is a harder option. It's usually more an advanced option, and advanced in this particular setting is just you're more seasoned as a lifter. So this will be 3 sets of biceps in each post-run round if you choose to do the blue, which is a lot of volume. So even if you're just doing the 4 rounds and you choose to do 3, you're going to do 12 sets of biceps in 12 sets of triceps on the right-hand side post-row rounds if you choose to do the blue, which isn't a small amount. Like that's a lot that's a lot of isolation and volume for muscles that are, again, just not very big and not very strong. So typically reserved for people that have been lifting for a very long time and need that added volume or weight to get to the particular exhaustion point. I would probably advise most people to just stick to the superset. But again, we have a lot of people that I've had for 8 or 10 years that are more than capable of doing all 3 of these movements each time. Now, if you're going to do 1,000 meters and do the 5 of each side, it becomes even dicier. Right now, we're talking 15 sets of both the biceps and the triceps, which is 30 sets of arms, which is a lot. It's a really lot. So I would just be cautious. If you're watching this video, you're going into it with the knowledge of knowing that. You could always alternate if you needed to. Maybe one, if you're doing 4 rounds, maybe 2 are with the blue and 2 are without it if you want a little bit of extra volume. But either way, that's why there are, a third bicep and tricep movement in blue. And simultaneously, post-run rounds are biceps because they have no play on the rower. Coming off the rower and then asking somebody to do biceps, whether you knew this or not, would be incredibly hard. Now, the rower doesn't require a ton of biceps really at all, but there is enough in there as you accumulate this type of distance that your biceps will weather some fatigue here as you go. And I prefer you guys not to get off the rower and have to worry about going straight into loaded bicep movement. So Yeah, I'm excited about this workout. It's pretty cool. You got a lot of options here. It starts with the optional run, and then you got the 800, 1,000. You got the 4 and 5 rounds there, and then you also got the additive blue exercises if you want them as well. And you guys will just keep ping pong back and forth, row or run row, and as you work your way through the 8 or the 10 rounds.